Good morning YouTube, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be looking at my orchid haul that I got last week at the Victoria Orchid Show. I didn't end up doing a video last week. I was A, at the show, and B, I actually had a funeral last weekend as well. So my weekend was just kind of full, but we're back in the greenhouse now, so I thought I would show you what exactly I got. Some really cool stuff, some stuff you've probably never heard of. I tried to get as many miniatures as I could. I'm just trying to balance out space in the greenhouse. I have so many big cattleyas and everything like that already. So I just wanted to look at miniature orchids, and I came up with a few great ones that I want to share with you. So this guy here is nicknamed a Bumble Bee Orchid. And you can kind of see the flowers look like bumblebees. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. They're cute little flowers. There's a good view of the side shot of them right here, so you can see them. And it's called the Bumble Bee Orchid, or the Latin name, I'm just going to hold it up here that way you can read it. But anyways, cute little Brazilian species, and it can be grown mounted or in a pot. So I'm going to keep it in this pot for a little while. The little pseudobulbs are great. They're only a few inches tall, big nice flushes of flowers. No real scent to them that I can smell though. But anyways, very interesting little plant. Now, what else did we get here? I got one. I fell into the club. It was a cute little plant, had a decent little price, and had a nice little spike on it. So I have one of the Cedra japonicas now. Now I can be part of your group. But anyways, it's kind of Phalaenopsis-like, excuse me, because it's grows just like a phal. It doesn't have pseudobulbs. There's no water reservoir, but it's cooler growing. So hopefully it'll do good in the greenhouse out here, and I don't have to bring it in the house. I do have some phals growing out here right now. You can see some white ones in bloom behind us, and there's actually some more in front of us over here. But most of my Phalaenopsis I brought in the house just because I run this as an intermediate greenhouse. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. Saves on heating bills, and a lot of my plants like it cooler. So this one should fit in nicely. They do get large. This is a little seedling, but obviously they bloom at very little seedling sizes. I took a photo of the actual picture, and what I'll do is I'll put up the photos at the end, and then you can just sort of see, because what can I do when this one's not quite in bloom, right? But cute little one there. This guy here I was hoping would be in bloom by this week. As I say, I picked him up last week, but awesome little plant. It looks so soft, and is a light green plant. It still grows like a vanda or a phal. Zygostates grandiflora. There's the tag there. But anyways, another Brazilian species that has dozens of green and white flowers. Flowers are both unusual and quite striking, the tag says. So, nice little miniature plant. Again, grows in cool to intermediate conditions, and good root system on it. There's lots of healthy root tips growing out of the pot. Most of these are just in a bark sort of mix. I see the Bumble Bee Orchid has some moss on the top. I haven't checked. I just haven't had time to check and see what's under the bark. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this guy blooming. And again, I'll show you a photo of them at the end there. Hopefully I remember to put them on. All right, this one here is a Czechia glutiana. I'll put the tag up there again. But anyways, this one is neat. Sepals range from yellow to green with many maroon bars on the lip, heavily barred and spotted. What really got my attention on this guy is not only is he a really small pseudobulb, but if you look closely at the buds, they're very rough. I wonder if that's going to focus on it. It's are you going to focus? Maybe you'll focus. Anyways. The buds have a texture on them. They're very rough. And one flower has now opened. They're cute little flowers. This is kind of a cream color. but it's not wanting to focus today on it. But anyways, nice little guy there. So another little miniature. The next one I got, although it's miniature now, is not going to be a miniature for very long, hopefully. This one here is a Lycaste Skinneri, so it's going to have big pink flowers on it. I really like Lycastes. They're great orchids. This guy is a semi-deciduous, a little bit warmer growing than the true deciduous Lycastes from Mexico. Some of the yellow ones. I'll show you one of those next. This guy's going to grow big, sort of frondy, soft green leaves. Flower will come up. Leaves will probably still be on while there's a flower on, and then they'll drop their leaves, go dormant for a very short time, and then come right back again. But this was a pre-order. I wanted it specifically. I was really hoping it was going to be bigger than this, because it needs to be a big plant before it can flower. I mean, the flowers themselves are almost the size of your hand. So we're a few years away from flowering on that one. For the price, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. I'm a little disappointed on that. But that's what happens, I guess, when you pre-order sight unseen. This is a Lycaste here. This is more of the Mexican type where it drops all of its leaves before the buds come out, or before the blooms come out. So it always, when it's in bloom, it has no leaves. But this gives you an idea of what the pseudobulb size should be on that one before it's going to bloom. So I got a ways to go. This one I probably got 3 years ago, and it had little bulbs as well to start with. But you can see the growth difference. So there was the following year, and the following year, and the following year. So it's probably taken 3 years to get to this size from that size. So I got a little bit of a wait. No scent on this one, but this is the first year I've seen it bloom as well. So it's done good though. It has 5 or 6 different flower spikes on it, so happy with that. This one's not new. As I say, it was new 3 or 4 years ago, but first time bloomer, and thought it would be a good way to sort of show you what size the bulb has to be for that other guy. Other than that, I didn't get these at the orchid show, but I did get my first 2 little succulent plants, so that's kind of neat. Super low maintenance. I mean, I'm just going to throw them on the shelf there and kind of forget about them. It doesn't even, I haven't done anything to them so far. Put a little sand on the top of this one just for a top dressing. I was able to ID this as a Gasteria Little Warty. It's a hybrid, I guess. You can see little tiny warts kind of on it. It's bumpy. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it is a little bumpy one. So I guess that's where the little warty comes from. And then this one here is Haworthia lymphifolia. Haworthia lymphifolia. One of my subscribers was asking about this guy and what his ID was, so that's him there. Again, not much you have to do with these guys at all. I'll water them when I think about it, and they like bright light. They're good in a wide range of temperatures, so it doesn't matter if they're hot, cold, as long as they're not freezing, as long as they're not boiling, they're okay. Other than that, I mean, this week I've done a lot of repotting, and I might show you some of my repotting later. I repotted so much this week, so much in my spare time. I've gone through so much media. Literally dozens of things have got repotted. It is spring, so that's a busy time of year, and a lot of things have been in the same pot for 2 or 3 years, so it's definitely time for me to get my act together and get repotting some of these. I repotted a bunch of Cymbidiums this week, and I repotted a bunch of Draculas this week, and a bunch of Masdevallias, and a bunch of Phalaenopsis. Yeah, I added some vents down here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them, but I added some more vents down on the bottom of the greenhouse to bring in more airflow. I can just, there's sort of slidey vents, I can control them without opening the big vents on the ground. So that's really nice. It just allows better airflow. And what else have I done this week? I put in fans in the bottom 2 back corners, just little 6-inch fans. I got them at Canadian Tire. It's a Canadian store, but they're just little 6-inch clip fans, and they're just sort of blowing in the corners. I found there was not much air movement way down in the corners there, so that just brings, you know, some fresh air down there. I did have a box fan down in that corner before, which you've probably seen and we never really talked about, but that's what it was doing. So I got rid of a big box fan and just put in a little fan. But yeah, we're basically in summer mode now. All the bubble wrap is long gone from the greenhouse a few weeks ago. Air conditioner is coming on quite consistently, although the last couple of days have been cool. Yeah, the vents are all working, the air conditioner is working, the misting system is working. Somebody asked me to describe what the difference was. In my last video I said I have a fogger and a misting system, and what was the difference between the two, because I said there was a difference. The misting system, or the fogger we'll start with, which is down on my feet here, it produces a very fine molecule of mist. It basically keeps everything humid but dry. I can use it through the winter time even, and the mist sort of floats in the air but doesn't land on anything per se and doesn't get anything wet. And it probably, realistically, if it was on for an hour, would use a gallon of water over the hour, maybe half a gallon of water. It doesn't use a whole lot of water. The overhead misting system is a medium pressure misting system, so its hose has about 160 pounds of pressure in it, which is about 3 times that of like a garden hose. And it has fine little misting heads. I call them misting heads though because the molecules are bigger and they will still fall, and eventually, if the wind doesn't blow them around and evaporate them, they would land on something and make it wet if it was on for long enough. So the misting system is only on in the summertime. Each little misting head, I think it takes about 0.2 gallons an hour if it was on constantly. So when you times it by about 12 heads and then times it for the couple minutes it's on at a time, it does use more water than that. But anyways, long story short, difference between a misting system and a fogger system is going to be really the droplet size, I think. But anyways, that is it for this video, I guess. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and enjoying my orchid haul from the Victoria Orchid Show, and listening to me ramble about what I've done in the greenhouse this week. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Maybe I'll show you, as I say, some of the repotting, and you'll definitely see the vents at some point. But anyways, bye for now, guys.